Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So I don't normally get to take victory laps on this channel, but I was right about one particular team. And I am going to take my victory lap, but I'm also gonna, I'm not gonna dig too hard into this team, because I do feel like changes are coming. And that team is the Miami Heat. Their record is currently 12-14. They are 26 games in. And honestly, man, this team's kind of just a fucking mess, if I'm being honest. Like, that's the best way to describe this team. They need a lot of fucking help, and it needs to come from someone other than Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero. Okay, like, there are three guys, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and Tyler Hero, playing great. I mean, they're playing decent minutes. Jimmy Butler seems like he's having a career year from three, 38% from three. 51% from the field on 21 a game with 6 assists, 7 rebounds, and almost 2 steals a game. He's shooting 86% from the free throw line. Availability has been a little bit of a problem. He's only played 16 games and has started all 16 of those games, but Bam Adebayo's played 24 games, started all 24 games. Tyler Hero's played 18 games and started all 18 games. But boys, I at the beginning of the year, I said that Kyle Lowry would fall off a cliff. Last year, and like towards the end of last year and stuff like that, Kyle Lowry looked like he really lost a step. And it has showed in his efficiency numbers this year. Kyle Lowry is 36 years old. He's shooting 39% from the field, 34% from three. The free throw shooting is still there at 85%, but boys, 14.5 points per game, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds doesn't seem too bad. But when you consider the idea that my man's is out here taking, 10 shots a game and only making 4 of them, 4.5 of them, that's not good, okay? And I get that Kyle Lowry's 36, and honestly, Kyle Lowry at 36 years old is playing the most minutes of any player on this team. And it speaks a lot to the issues with this team. You know, if I look at their team ranking stats, last year, okay, when it came to assists per game, last season they were, I think, in the top 10 in the NBA in assists. I could be wrong, but they were 8th in the league in assists last year. Through 26 games this year, they are ranked 26th? They're 20th in the league in assists. And that just goes to tell me this team is not passing the ball as much. When it comes to field goal percentage, they're fucking terrible. Okay, they're 26th in the NBA out of 30 teams in field goal percentage. When it comes to three-pointers attempted per game, they are 8th in the league. But when it comes to three-point percentage, they're 22nd. And this is a team that, I'm going to be honest, their defense is fine. Okay, I think their defense is actually really good. They're 8th in the league in defensive rating, but they're 26th in the league in offensive rating. And when it comes to points scored per game, they are 28th out of 30 teams at 108.5 points per game scored. So this is a team where their woes are actually coming from the offensive end. And we have, some guys that we could talk about here that definitely need to step their game up. I mean, we look at guys like Kyle Lowry, right? He's one guy. But when it comes to guys on their team that are actually playing well, it's like maybe 5 of them. I mean, Caleb Martin's playing all right. Duncan Robinson is a guy I expect to get traded at the trade deadline. He's playing like absolute shit for the amount of money they're paying him. Gabe Vincent has fallen off a fucking cliff. Nikola Jovic was a guy that, Nikola Jovic, if I said that correct, or Jovic, I think, is playing fucking horrendous. He's a rookie, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's played 11 games for the Miami Heat. He has started for 6 of them. My man's is shooting 40% from the field and 21% from 3 on 6.5 points per game. The free throw shooting is great, but the efficiency has been a fucking horror story. Duncan Robinson, a guy I expect to get traded. Kyle Lowry, being that he's 36 years old and is not what he used to be, I expect him to get traded. Victor Oladipo has only played 2 games for Miami this year, and he's still got 2 years left on his contract. Victor Oladipo is a guy that I expect them to try to move at the deadline. This is a team that is kind of like on the skin of their teeth, it seems, when it comes to are they going to be a playoff team or not. They're just on the outside looking in right now with a record of 12-14. I don't know what type of haul they can bring in for a guy like Kyle Lowry or Duncan Robinson or even Victor Oladipo, because Victor Oladipo seems like he's injured most of the time now, rather as opposed to actually fucking playing. When Victor Oladipo does play, he's a solid player for them, but I feel like more times than not, he's injured. And, Kyle Lowry's played 25 games for them this year and has started all 25 games, so at least health-wise, Kyle Lowry is holding up at 36 years old. But this is a team that really needs a playmaking point guard off the bench. I don't know if it's going to be Ricky Rubio who they trade for or TJ McConnell who they trade for. I don't know what a trade looks like, but they really need a bench point guard because Gabe Vincent, I'm sorry, not only is Gabe Vincent shooting horrendous from the field this year. He's played 19 games for them. He's getting 24 minutes a game, but dude is shooting 39% from the field and 29% from three on almost 9 points a game and is only dishing 3 assists a game. This is a team that does not move the ball well. They're not shooting the three well, and they're taking the 8th most three-point attempts out of any team in the league. They need help. I don't know what more to say. Injuries have been kind of a problem. Obviously you're not getting the amount of games played out of Jimmy Butler that you would like or Tyler Hero that you would like. Obviously Victor Oladipo is injured, but this is a team that I expected to play a little better than they are, and it could change. It could change in the second half of the season, but they're going to make moves. I'm just going to call it what it is. Miami is a team here that in the next 5 days, once the guys that have been recently signed in the offseason, they can be traded. Once that December 15th deadline gets here, this is a team that is going to make moves. They're going to try to move Kyle Lowry. They're definitely going to try to move Duncan Robinson. I wouldn't be surprised if Gabe Vincent comes up in conversations with how bad he's playing this year. Victor Oladipo, just because of how injured he always seems to be, is a guy that I expect to get moved this year. This is a team that's they need guys to play. They need guys to be efficient, and they need to pass the fucking ball. They need to move the ball around, A lot of time I watch this team play, and it's okay, give the ball to Jimmy, Bam, or Tyler and get the fuck out of the way. And I understand why they're playing that way, because those are their 3 best players, and Jimmy has been a bucket this year. Bam Adebayo has been a bucket this year. Tyler Hero's doing his thing, but it's when these guys come out of the game, this team falls off a fucking cliff. I'm not gonna lie, they fall off the cliff and they hit the pavement pretty fucking hard, okay? And it would be nice if Nikola Jovic could maybe get more minutes or be a bigger focal point of their bench unit because he's a rookie, and Nikola Jovic I think is definitely talented. This was a guy that was being touted by Miami Heat fans and even draft analysts as a guy who could have been in the Rookie of the Year conversation, and he has been a far cry from that. So I don't know, man. I really don't know what this team is going to do, but the assists need to get better. I mean, this is a team that in minutes played they're 8th, but they're in the bottom half in the league in a lot of categories, boys. They're 28th. Their league ranks for points are 28. They're last in the league in blocks. They're 20th in assists. They're 27th in total rebounds. They don't rebound the fucking basketball. I mean, they're not getting to the free throw line. They're 22nd in the league in free throw attempts. Granted, in free throw percentage, they are 2nd in the league, so when they get there, they're making them, but they're not getting anything around the basket. They're jacking fucking threes, and they're not making them. So, I don't know, man. This team has a lot to figure out. An ideal trade scenario for them, and this would never happen unless they include a first round pick or something to the Minnesota Timberwolves. If they could maybe bring in a guy like D'Angelo Russell for Kyle Lowry, and maybe you throw in some draft capital to get yourself a D'Angelo Russell because D'Angelo Russell's on an expiring deal, that would be a dream scenario. I don't think it's going to happen, but I do think they could maybe pull off a trade for a guy like Ricky Rubio, TJ McConnell, just somebody of that caliber to, facilitate this offense better. Maybe they find some way to get Alex Caruso away from the Chicago Bulls. That would be ideal. I doubt that's going to happen because Lonzo Ball is still injured, but it's just the idea. It's there's a lot of teams right now that are in worse off scenarios than Miami is at the moment. They're 12-14, so they could still turn it around, but they really, really need like a bench point guard, and they really, really need to just get better at shooting efficiency. They need to rebound the basketball, like a lot of shit they need to do. And I just think like immediately the first thing I would do as soon as that December 15th deadline hits is start fielding calls on Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson and even Victor Oladipo. Like if you can just bring in some solid players for those guys, I think this team is going to be fine. But the question is, what are teams going to be willing to give up to get a 36-year-old Kyle Lowry? You know, what are teams going to be willing to give up for a 30-year-old Victor Oladipo who seems like he sits more often than he plays? You know, Duncan Robinson is probably the most tradable piece that they have, and even he's not having a great year. 31% from three, 35% from the field. He's not exactly a model of defense. Like, you put him out there to shoot three-pointers, and he's not even making his three-pointers. Shooting 91% from the free throw line, though, and scoring 6 points a game. But, like, I just think with the amount of money they're paying Duncan Robinson, it's like, what kind of haul can you really get for these guys? You know what I'm saying? I would almost think that, like, if you wanted to really get something good, you're going to have to package somebody with someone. I don't know who, but maybe you trade Kyle Lowry and Victor Oladipo to somebody, or maybe you trade Victor Oladipo and Duncan Robinson to somebody, or maybe you package Duncan Robinson and Kyle Lowry to somebody to get somebody super special. I don't know who. I don't know how that's going to work. But Duncan Robinson definitely needs a change of scenery. Kyle Lowry needs to go to a team where they're not relying him to be their fourth best player, which is why I bring up the Minnesota Timberwolves thing, because I just feel like they have enough talent. Like, the Timberwolves have almost too much talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're a great team, but if they could get a guy like Kyle Lowry who could run the pick and roll with Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns and get Ant open and stuff like that, where, you know, because I'm just going to call it what it is. I can't tell you how many times I've watched Timberwolves games where Anthony Edwards just starts walking back the other way because he knows D'Angelo Russell's going to take a terrible fucking shot. So, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what's going to happen here, but they're going to make moves. I'm just letting you know now. Miami is bad now, but I don't think they're going to be bad forever. So, because I just don't see them wasting the talent they have on this team, especially when, like, this is a team that should be a playoff team. Like, I think we can all agree, right? Like, Miami's a team that they have enough talent. They're just not performing up to expectation. And I think if you're the GM of the Miami Heat, if you're Pat Riley, okay, you know how Pat Riley do, okay? Pat Riley is going to go out there, get in the fucking ESPN trade machine and make some shit happen, okay? That's what I feel is going to happen here, and I look forward to it. I would pray to God that they make some fucking trades, because this is a team that should not be playing this bad, okay? Like, yeah, I expected them to play worse, but I did not expect them to fall out of playoff contention. Like, this is a team that's playing too well on defense to be this shitty on offense. So, I don't know, man. We'll have to wait and see. But tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.